Hey guys, Marsingin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and this is one that I definitely have been looking forward to doing. This video is one of the main reasons why I really wanted to be able to pull a copy of the new CHEELAI, and that is so we could do this video right here, which is of course the combination of the BROLY trio, LR, BROLY, CHEELAI and Lemo, and then CHEELAI together on a team against Cell Max, because obviously I've already done the 55% showcase for CHEELAI where we showed off that rotation, and I talked about in that video like why that rotation is so good. You may not have seen that, so I'll go over it very quickly again now. But basically, CHEELAI has a scouter, so we always know where the super attack is going to be, and she creates rainbow orbs. And what that means is, when you put her next to the BROLY trio, it makes it a lot easier for them to collect 7 orbs, which means they have a 100% chance to dodge. And so combining that with her scouter effect, we can put BROLY, CHEELAI and Lemo in front of wherever the super attack is on that rotation, and then get 7 orbs, and they are guaranteed to dodge it. So against somebody like Cell Max, who of course, his super attack basically one-shots like 90% of the units in the game, having a strategy where we can put them together and then, you know, the super attack essentially be constantly negated, because they just dodge it 100%. The only way that rotation obviously doesn't work is if you're doing a boss where dodging is disabled. And then in that case, you probably shouldn't really bring CHEELAI anyway, right? Because CHEELAI relies on her dodge for her defense. She has a 70% chance to dodge. Each time she dodges, she gets extra defense. And then each time she's dodged 3 times, she heals you. Which is something else that could be very useful for Cell Max, because obviously Cell Max is one of those events where it's very common for you to not be starting a new turn on like full HP, and she heals at the end of the turn as well. So even if she and the BROLY trio like dodge everything, the unit in slot 3 could still take some damage, and then her heal from her dodge goes off, heals you back to full, and then you don't have to worry about healing. Now sometimes you kind of get screwed over and you have to use your Senzu Bean because of the rotation locking, but her healing ability is definitely going to be very useful, I think. So no super attack on this turn. And we can get 8 orbs here, and these are the orbs that increase attack. So it is unfortunate that we can't get the 18 key super. That's the only downside. They share 3 links, and they do get a decent amount of defense from those links. The only downside is they don't have any key links, as far as I'm aware. So getting the key, even though we managed to pick up 8 orbs, we still didn't get an 18 key super with the LR BROLY trio, and that is, I guess, the major downside. And you can see there, CHEELAI not dodging the AoE attack means that she took, was that 100k? Because again, she needs to actually get dodges in order to build up her defense ability. Now that she's gotten a dodge, it'll be interesting to see what she takes from the next AoE attack. Because she doesn't get any attack on super. She's not even hitting 500,000, because she gets basically no attack in her passive. But there you go, she dodged it. He's not AoEing again, okay. So we got 2 dodges. That means we are going to get the heal at the end of the turn. So this is something we saw in the 55% showcase, where she can take some damage, especially if she gets hit before getting a dodge in. But then she does get a couple more dodges, and then boom, she's healed you basically all the damage that you took like during that turn. So obviously that does work out very, very well. So let us, I probably just want to get through this bit as quickly as possible, right? So let's do this, and then this, and then are these going to drop? Okay, they didn't quite drop the way I wanted, but we could still get 7 orbs, so that's fine. Now, ideally for the BROLY trio, we want to be able to pick up a load of physical orbs, because they buff allies attack and attack with AGL and STR. And then is it Tech and Int, they buff defense. But if they pick up physical orbs, not only do they get extra key, but they just buff themselves. So on a rotation where CHEELAI creates rainbow orbs and we're actually able to pick up a decent amount of physical orbs, they will be able to get like their full 24 key super and of course have a 100% chance to dodge, because the Broly trio is a very weird unit. Like, that part of their passive, especially when combined with Cheelai, is obviously very powerful, but the unit has very weird links. It's not on many teams. I mean, they have big bad bosses, which is an odd choice, especially considering no Brolys have it. Cheelai herself on her own doesn't have it. So of course the big meme now is that Lemo must be a big bad boss, because he's on the card and for some reason they have that link. So I don't know, but here is the perfect example. The super attack is in slot 1. We can pick up 7 orbs. Unfortunately we do have to get the int ones again, but that buffs everyone's defense, and it gives them, we do actually manage to get the 18 key super at least. So what does that actually look like? Because they're buffing everyone's defense and Cheelai is buffing defense as well. So Pan is at 242. This is the Pan that's been floating off, so she's not fully built up yet or anything, which is pretty decent. So yeah, 4 million from them. Mine are full level 10 links, but again, they do only share 3 links. Both these units, the LR and Cheelai herself, are only getting the 170 leader skill from Pan. But I mean, not too bad overall. I mean, I'll trade off only hitting like a 4 million attack stat for the fact that they provide some support depending on the orb typing, and they can't take damage because we got 7 orbs, so they have a 100% chance to dodge. So there's the super attack animation. Boom, dodge, AoE, dodge. Cheelai gets the dodge. Look at that. It's just dodge city out here, apart from Pan. But we know that we didn't have to put her in front of a super, which I think I mentioned this in the Cheelai showcase as well. But running her on Pan's team is obviously really good, even if you used her as a 3rd slot floating unit. Very good for Pan's team, because one of Pan's major drawbacks is when you attack with her and then get supered afterwards when she's lost her damage reduction. So Cheelai being on the rotation obviously allows you to kind of get around that, because you are able to see where the super attack is. So the idea would be, as long as it's possible to do so, depending on the rotation, of course, and how it's like laid out, you just wouldn't put Pan where the super attack is. And then there you go. That's one of her major weaknesses removed, because when she's fully built up, her defense isn't terrible. So when she's lost her damage reduction, she can still tank normal attacks reasonably well, even from some of the more difficult bosses, you know, not including type disadvantage. So it's only really the super after she's lost her damage reduction that can be truly devastating. And yeah, you can just use Cheelai's Scouter ability to not have to put her in front of those hits. So here we go. We're at Tech Cell Max. This is the main event now. We're locked in slot 1 with Trunks and Giru, which sucks. This is the most annoying thing about this event. It's like, let's make a boss that basically one-shots every unit in the game, but then let's also make it so that he can lock you in place. It's like, yeah, that seems totally fair. Are you actually kidding me? I didn't bring... Wow, great. So now we've lost. Are you kidding me? I didn't select the Sensu Bean. So now I got to this turn with them on rotation, and now I've lost because I forgot to put on the Sensu Bean. Are you actually kidding me? Alright, well, let's see how much damage... let's see how much damage Trunks and Giru are actually going to take here, because obviously we are dead now. But we still managed to get 7 orbs. But I'm pretty sure they just died to Cell Max, right? Because they're not going to get a level 3 dodge. I don't know why I'm even bothering to play it out, because they don't have any dodge in their passive. I shouldn't say level 3 dodge, it's level 5 dodge, because they're an int unit. But, I mean, you never know, I guess. There's a 5% chance that they're going to dodge that super attack from... Oh. Okay. So we are actually going to survive the turn. The only weird thing, of course, now is that we have separated Cheelai and the Broly trio, which is not what we want. I mean, I guess I'll keep going, but this is... things have gone horribly wrong. Things have gone wrong here, beyond my control. Well, I say that. It's my stupid fault I didn't re-equip the Sensu Bean, but it's because for any other event, I don't use a Sensu Bean as an item, so I constantly forget that when we come back into this event, I have to remember to re-equip it, but unfortunately, I don't think it actually matters here, because I'm pretty sure... Like, Pan can't tank normal attacks very well, so I'm fairly sure we are just dead now anyway, but... To be fair, like, Trunks and Giru with the level 5 dodge against the super attack. Well, actually, I say that, mine do have a dupe, and their optimal build probably is full dodge, because they're not particularly great offensively. So I think mine might actually have like 11 or 14 dodge, because they do have a dupe. But the fact that they dodged the super is still pretty impressive. Of course, the problem that we're going to have here is even if we do survive the turn, the Broly trio don't have Cheelai with them anymore. So we'd have to get quite lucky to actually be able to pick up 7 orbs. But we got further than I thought. So let's come back when we actually have the Senzu beans. Okay, so I wanted to throw this in here because obviously after the previous mistake, I had to restart and get back to the tech phase. Now, unfortunately, because Cell Max can super attack twice, this is an unfortunate scenario that you can come across, which obviously on this team, the only way I guess 2 super attacks would be okay is if there was enough attacks in slot 1 that the second super was in slot 2, and then we could essentially get the 100% chance to dodge with the Broly trio, and then just hope that Cheelai dodges the one with her 70% chance. So I think I am dead, but I'm going to play it out here just to see what happens, because obviously my Pan has 2 dupes. She has the damage reduction, but I'm pretty sure she just gets 1 shot, right? I actually don't know 100%, but I thought I would play out the turn just to see what happens. Because unfortunately, this is what happens when you fight Cell Max and he can double super. So, does she die? Yeah, she does. 778 with her damage reduction in slot 1. So yeah, not a lot of units survive that. Okay, so finally on the 3rd try, I get a turn that is at least somewhat good. Hoping, of course, that Pan is going to be able to survive these attacks in the last slot. I know she takes a lot of damage, but I'm hoping that we will actually live. Because, yeah, look at this. All these attacks stacked up in the first slot. We have, what, 3 attacks that are before they attack, which is where the super lies, and then 3 attacks afterwards. And on this turn, we're actually able to get the physical orbs as well, which means we're getting the 24 key super. They're getting a pretty decent sized buff. So let's go ahead and see how this plays out. So Pan could still die to these normal attacks, but I think she might be okay. But yeah, this is the reason why you run this combo, right? Turns like this. Now, unfortunately, as we've already seen, you can get turns like the one before this, where there are 2 supers on the turn, and then you're still dead. And of course, that is always the unfortunate thing about Cell Max. Now, every red zone boss, apart from Broly, aka the ones that don't disable dodge, you would be able to run this rotation quite comfortably. Like, I wanted to run this rotation in this event because, you know, it's Cell Max. People like seeing units tested out against Cell Max. The fact that you can bring a unit along that, thanks to the link up with Cheelai and the way she works, get a 100% chance to dodge is obviously a very attractive concept for an event that is this difficult. But yeah, 180k, goddamn. Well, she got a level 3 dodge at least, which was pretty good. Now, the only downside is I think that means we probably aren't going to end up seeing another turn. Although, what dupes is the friend one that I bought? 79%, same as mine. Is it? Do they have 3 dodge? Oh, it's 5 dodge, okay. We might survive this turn, but we will have to go ahead and heal up here if we have any chance of surviving. Because Pan, on the last turn, obviously Pan was only getting that little bit of support from Cheelai. Oh, I can't get 7 orbs, goddammit. But she is getting 60% support on this rotation from Trunks and Giru, so maybe she won't take as much damage here. Also, I think my Pan is the one that's been on main rotation, so her defense, I think, is a little bit higher. But we'll see. But, I mean, at the end of the day, whether we live this turn or not, we got to see a proper good turn with the Broly trio and Cheelai versus Cell Max. Just put him in front of all of those attacks in slot 1, dodge all of them 100%, and then, obviously, Cheelai didn't actually have to take any attacks. Because her being able to dodge and getting that heal is obviously very, very useful in this event as well. But, wow, look at this. We're getting the triple super with my Pan. Just showing how much damage that she can put out here. But then is she 99k? Alright. So, she lived, but unfortunately Trunks and Giru are going to get killed here. Unless we pull off another one of those clutch dodges like the previous attempt. Because there is only one attack. Oh, they did it. All right, well, I guess we get this one more turn here. And we do have the revival, Billy. And the dodge is right there. Oh, actually, this is kind of perfect. All right, let's do this. You know what? I will use a Sensu Bean, because even if she doesn't dodge, I do kind of want to see what happens here. So we can get these, which means we do now have Legendary Power and Fierce Battle active as well, which we have not had on the previous turns. So in theory, we should be able to live this turn. Because there we go, there's the first dodge, there's the second dodge. I kind of want her to get hit on this third attack, just to see how much damage she would actually take with no support after 2 dodges. But there you go, there's the third dodge. So, with the Broly trio about to dodge everything, Goku in slot 3 is going to take a hit. And remember, he doesn't have his guard active anymore, because we're below the HP threshold for the revival. But, he only has to take 1 hit. And he's going to be 18 key supering first as well, so his defense will actually be reasonably good. So I don't think he's going to take that much damage in slot 3 here. And then that heal from Cheelai is going to prompt, as long as we haven't got it 3 times already. I think we might have only gotten it twice in the build up to here, because she didn't have to take any attacks on that previous turn that she was on. So yeah, 284k. Okay, yeah, we did get the heal with her. Okay, that is unfortunate. But then, of course, we now have double pan turn. We got no Sensu Beans left, so I mean, that's Cell Max for you. But there you go. So Broly, Cheelai, and Lemo with Cheelai. Very good combination. Cell Max, as I keep saying, is an anomaly. Like, no events are as ridiculous as this in terms of, like, the damage output. So any red zone boss that doesn't disable dodging, this rotation is going to be very, very effective on this team. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.